Good day everyone. In this video I'm going to share how to do the GPS analysis that is related with our homework. It's about the plot of north, south, east, west and the elevation change through the time series from 10 IGS continuous GPS station during the Japan on 11 March 2011, the Japan earthquake. So before of all, we need to make the project first. It's like we find out the name is Tohoku earthquake happened in March 11, 2011 at 5:46 UTC. So it means we need to find out the GPS week first and GPS day first. How to find it is like this. It's like GPS calendar, and then we could see through the year, use the 2011, and we make sure the days March 11. So MR is mean March, and the 11 March should be about this. So when we put the GPS day, we use this sign. So the days number of that years. So 11 March is included to the number 70. And then the GPS week, we correlate with this GPS week. It's like 1626 week, and the last number we put the number 5. So it's mean the week number of 16 2006 and the 5th day. So we can plot them like this, and after that we could find out the GPS station. How to find the GPS station? We can see from the IGS network. Yeah. So here is the GPS network, a whole of the world, or you can easily just type the igs.org/network. Yeah, so here is the website of the distribution GPS station, a whole of the world. And if we see the Tohoku earthquake was located around eastern of the Japan. Yeah, if we see on the map is around the eastern direction from the Japan island, exactly is about eastern direction from the Sandal city. And let's we zoom in by scrolling up, use mouse, and yeah, it should be the earthquake happen around this area. So we could choose some of the GPS station around of this area. So like this station YSSK, it's belong to Russia. Yeah, we can type them first on this not paid. So the YSSK and the MIZU and the IC, and yeah, all of these stations were located around of the earthquake. So the earthquake around here, I use the GPS station about this area until this area, and the western part I use this station and this station. How to download this data? We can type the cddis.nasa.gov, and here it is. We can download from the GNSS data. Then we can use some of the data. If you would like to see a whole of the day, you can use the daily 30-second data. And also, if you want to really focus on that hour of that earthquake, you can use the hourly. And the high grade data, it's like 0.5 second data, but only for 15 minutes, the range. For this homework, I will use the daily 30-second data. And then, yeah, we can directly to this directory for downloading those data. First of all, we need to do the login first. If you didn't log in, you need to register it. It's really easy. It's like you apply for a new account for your Facebook. Alright, so this is the directory of the GPS stations, and we just find the years. Yeah, actually the homework is mentioned about the 2011, so we choose the 2011, and it's directly to forwarded to the days. So it's like the first days is the 1st January. So the 11 March on the GPS day is the 70. So we choose the folder of the 70. Yeah, in the days of the 70, actually we will download the 2 of these folders, but not all. So 11O, it means the observation, then 11N, it means the navigation file. So the 11O first, we are going to download the observation file. There has several of the observation file. It's like MIZU. It's really takes time to find it. It's really easy. You can press the Ctrl+F and type it by MIZU, and you can get it pretty easy, and click that file to download it. So you need to make a new folder. It's like here, homework 2, and save it. And do the same for the other GPS station. Alright, so actually the downloaded data is just like this. Yeah, here is the observation file, and the N is the navigation file. And then we are going to plot off those data to the RTK-LIB. So what is the RTK-LIB? Is the application that can process your GPS data. We can type RTK-LIB. Yeah, so this application is free access. You don't need to have a license, so everyone could use this. And yeah, it's really fun to use it. You can download the latest version. It means probably it's really stable for this application. Yeah, after you finish to download the RTK-LIB application, yeah, you can see through this zip file. I more prefer to use this RTK-LIB in the default mode, so I will keep it in the zip file. So we can open the zip file and then use the RTK launch. Alright, and then when you use the RTK-LIB, actually we need to extract all of this downloaded data. Yeah, just block all of them and right click and use extract here. And yeah, we forget another things, we need to use the orbit file. So the orbit file is using the atomic clock, and it could be used for the very precise GPS positioning. So we click the GNSS and then click the precise orbit, and yeah, find the directory through this link. And yeah, this is using the GPS week. So this is the function. We use the GPS week 1626. So we should to find the folder 1626. Yeah, just click that folder, and yeah, here is a lot of file, but we need to choose the 1626.5. We need to use the IGS actually. So we should to find IGS 1626.5. Yeah. Then we download the SP3 and the CLK. The CLK means the clock of the orbit file. So because it is using the atomic clock, it has 1 nanosecond precise. So, and we download the SP3 file. Yeah, so from this folder we extract all of the file that we have downloaded them, and then we are going to use them into the RTK lib. So firstly, we need to do the RTK conversion. This application is used to make all of the observation data is suitable to be used in this software. So yeah, we can choose one by one. Actually, all of this data we need to convert them. So just begin. Yeah, after we choose one of the file, we just do convert. Yeah, then we continue again to the next file. Alright, so after we finish all of the GPS data conversion, then we go to the process. So it will launch the another program that we call RTK post. So for this program, before we execute, we need to see through the option. So the previous one is only use GPS satellite, and yeah, we are going to add another satellite. So it's become GNSS data. And okay, and we need to choose first the file. I will show you just one example, the USUD. So the USUD GPS was located around the northern part of this area. So yeah, it's a bit far, but yeah, it's still detecting of the earthquake movement. Okay, then we can go to execute. and we can see the quality of file is using Q5. It means it's using the single mode. And we could see from the plot, yeah, so the plot is just like this. And yeah, we need to record them and put into our report. And we need to mention about the option, single mode, and broadcast ionospheric correction. And Sastra Moinen. And using clock broadcast. And yeah, in the RTK plot we need to capture and put into our report. And then from the same plot we change it into the position and capture them and plot into our report. Okay, then after this, the single mode, and we use the other mode because this data look have high error by following has error from ionosphere, from stratosphere, and multipaths. Then we use another, so we keep use the USUD data and the base station because during the earthquake around this, so probably the USUD station has moved, and I suppose this station that far away from the earthquake as the stable station, so we can use this station as the base station. So in the RTK post we use the CHAN station. Yeah, we use the CHAN station, and then we use the navigation file also from the CHAN, and the GPS clock we use the IGS 16265. This is what we have downloaded from the Orbit file, and we need to check the option. So the positioning mode we are changing to the kinematic, and then the ionospheric correction we use the ionofree, and the troposphere we use the Sastromoinen, and the satellite clock we use the precise. And then in the position bar we change it to the average of the single position. Then we press OK, and we need a new naming of the file. So I will plot the number 2, and we can click the execute. Alright, then we could see from the file the queue is showing number 2. It means the data is float, and some of them is Q1. The Q1 mean it was fixed. And we could see the plotting of our GPS by clicking the plot, and here is the result. So this is the ground track, and we could capture of the result to our report. And then the next one is we use another mode, so we could check the option on the setting. We can change it to be the static, and it's still the same, iono-free, Sastromoinen, and keep it in precise. And the position is still the same, average of single position, and click OK. And we change the naming file into another name file and click execute, and we could see the view. The queue is mentioning number 2. It means the data is float, and we could do the plot. Then we can capture the data into our report. And we need to do the last mode. It should be the PPP mode. So for the PPP mode, we could use the mode by using PPP kinematic and leave it as OK and execute. And sorry, I need to change the naming file into 4 and execute and plot, and here is. Alright, if we see the error, the highest one is the pure data. It still contain a lot of error, and when we use the kinematic mode and we remove the error from the ionospheric and the stratospheric, and we use the clock precise, and it could show the better accuracy. And if we increase again into the static mode, it could show more precise GPS. And if we use the PPP kinematic, it show a bit higher than the static and kinematic. So for the homework, the GPS homework, we need to do another observation file. So I use the USUD, and the next I should to use another station like KGNNI, and yeah, another GPS station, because the homework mentioned we need to do the 10 of the GPS stations. So I think that's all for this video. Thank you if you enjoy and like of my video. See you on another project.